think we're live, but I can never be sure. So, gonna get the Twitter stuff taken care of. Modeling out the Magma River level. Come watch. All right, we streaming. Well, I'm getting an advertisement about people. It's a Star Wars Battlefront commercial. Okay, haven't seen that before. It's kind of stupid. Stupid commercial. Anyway. Um, Hello, everyone. This is Chris Ingerson. It is November 16th. This is the November 16th TextQuest dev stream. It is Monday, so we're going to be doing some modeling, and we are going to be modeling specifically some more of the Magma River level. And before we get too much into it, quick apology. Sorry that I'm starting a little bit later tonight. Normally start at 8, but there was an event in town between all the local game developers. It happens once a month. It's every third Monday of the month. So that's just going to sort of cut into the dev stream a little bit. But I'll be streaming just a little bit later than normally. So that's why we're starting at 9:30 as opposed to our normal 8 o'clock. So, actually, no, let's go ahead and open up Unity. Of course I didn't actually open up TechQuest. So I'm going to show you what I have so far inside of Unity. It's basically this. There's a slight difference between this model and what's in Unity, but we'll get the gist of it. I have started to work on the overlook. I'm not sure what to call it, like the actual name of it yet. But this is essentially a path that takes you from the area where you can enter the Magma River level. You'll come out to an overview of the entire ruins. So you'll be able to see most of the ruins here. You'll be able to see the paths that you can take, and then there are two ways that you can get into the area, either down this path that's a straight shot, or you can take a right, come out further on down here. This segment has not quite been finished yet. It's actually going to be broken and separated, so you will not be able to continue down this path to come on to this side. You will actually have to come down one of these two paths. Although, I wonder if I think we're going to have to put something here in between these. No, you know what? No. There's no real reason for that. Alright, let's go to Unity real quick. Let's open up our level. Scenes, Underground Kingdom, Magma River. Alright. Oh, and we have lighting, which is completely pointless because it's all outdated. So, let's go ahead and play. And then we will pause, and I will move our guy. Oh my. Oh dear. Of course. Of course it is. So, let's have some fun. And let's let that build. Let me also make sure that I don't have stupid stuff turned on. That would be my cat. What do you need, cat? Why do you want attention? Yes, I know. You want attention. Sorry, I'm working. Anyway, sorry for the feline interruption. So while that's baking, actually, I can go ahead and walk you through the model itself. So we already have it's going to be a little choppy. So we have our ruins base area that we already blocked out. These are not the final models, obviously. These are just the placeholder. So we have a sense of scale. But the main idea is that I want the player to come in here and have a very nice overlook at the entire ruins area. That way they can sort of plot out where they would want to go. I'm not sure if I'll keep this exact layout for the overlook because I'm a little worried that it might be boring. Because it gives you a very cool shot visually since you're walking into this area and you can see everything. But then you have to spend 15 seconds running to even start interacting with it. And I'm not crazy about that. I kind of would like things to start going right away. I don't know how exactly what we're going to do to fix that, but we'll run around in Unity for a bit before we start doing more modeling, just to get a feel for things, how they actually look. The next part of the actual modeling is we're going to be raising these parapets. So if I select face, like these outer faces are going to be raised up slightly. That way you can't just run off the side of the overlook. Um, so we're going to be raising those. We'll probably model out stairs today, maybe. I don't know. Stairs are kind of boring, so we might not model out stairs tonight. That's probably something better suited for me in the private, boring modeling moments. um, what else do we got? Really, man, lighting is just eating me up. It's probably not helping my stream either. It's probably not helping that I have a streaming software thing running while watching the video on Twitch, while baking a light map in Unity, and moving around in Maya. So I'm pretty sure my CPU is just completely on fire and angry at me. It's a good thing I keep my apartment cold. Anyway, so that's going to be the plan for today, is to model out those basic areas. And we're going to be, actually, before we do that, we might do something more exciting. We're going to be modeling out pillars, because right now you'll notice that all of these areas are just sort of free-floating, like Magic's just holding them up. But we're actually going to want to have a legitimate pillar for support along certain key areas. So we'll probably have a pillar here at this junction. We'll probably have a pillar up here. We'll have a pillar here, here, probably here as well. Probably one here. And that might be good enough. Maybe one here, in the middle here. Just because we need to make sure that things look, I don't want to say realistic, but reasonable. Because, bridges and overlooks don't exactly just float there. Materials are not that strong. Oh my god, why is it taking so long? I shouldn't have had, I don't have any ambient occlusion or final gather on. It's just going to take a while. Okay, well, if that's the case, we can just go ahead and start modeling. So, like I said, we have these parapets. Parapets, I believe is what they're called, which is just like guardrails, basically. So we are going to highlight these. It's going to be fun. Actually, we're going to go ahead and go into overlay mode. Or not overlay, top-down mode. And we only want to select these top faces, basically. And once we have them all, we're going to extrude them up. So let's get that, let's get that. Gotta get these. Well, while I'm busy selecting all of these things, I have finished Tales of Zestria, which is the most recent Tales game, and I am thoroughly disappointed in it. I never know if it's appropriate for me to talk about my own video game preferences on my dev stream, but hey, we're not doing anything exciting while we wait for Unity to bake and while I select faces. But yeah, Tales of Zestria, kind of disappointing. The story was really, really token. So I'm a little disappointed in that. Still trying not to play Fallout 4, because the moment I touch that thing, I just won't have a life. So I'm not allowed to touch it. I am not allowing myself. Alright, I think we got everything that we need selected. Sweet. So we're going to go ahead and right-click, extrude face, hit W. Of course, it's going to do it like awkwardly in the center. Ooh. Let's try this again. It's at Y3.625. Let's bring that up to 3.8. There we go. It's not much, but we don't want it to be a ton, because we still want to be able to see over the side. It just needs to be enough that you can't run against the wall. Ah, Mr. Cryptic! Hello! We are currently modeling out the Magma River level of our game. And simultaneously baking a light map to make it visible inside of Unity. Which I might just cancel and use a basic default light because it looks like it's kind of crappy. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to turn on directional light. Boop. Oh, wow, that makes everything look terrible, but hey, it works. So let me save this real quick. So with that all extruded, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let's go to object mode. Select it. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to export this. Export selection. Call it Magma River. Export selection. Yes, I know. Let's open these two things up. Let's drag Magma River over here. Copy it in. Replace the file. And bam! All that stuff should be in here. So now, I'm going to go ahead and play. And we're going to run around a bit. So we get a nice sense of scale. Oh, and I forgot to put in colliders. Alright, so let me go ahead and apply physics, mesh collider. Do these have a mesh collider? They do, although I'm going to remove it and reapply it so that it's updated. Mesh collider. Alright. So, next I'm going to go ahead and say nothing, and then change this back to light map static. It's going to fix just a couple of issues. Alright. So while we're running around, Mr. Cryptic, how have you been? Anything exciting going on? Yeah, the hard shadows make it kind of annoying to... But it's fine, we're looking for more of a sense of scale than anything else, really. Oh yeah, and we got our nice lava still. Ah, I love it. Oh, also it should not be light map static now that I think about it, because it's casting light. Anyway. Making a random dungeon generator. That is exciting. Hooray! Oh. Uh-oh. Ah, dang it. Gotta raise it up just a little bit more. As you can see that I walk very slowly into it, but hops up just enough. But yeah. God, I love the lava texture. It's too much pride in my work. So I do like. Well, hold on. Let me run all the way back up here. Also, let me get rid of the stupid cursor. All right. So this is what the player will see when they come in. Although I'll obviously have a cave instead of an open skybox. So we have this open area. You can see everything. We have the lava that's going to be moving. You can see the ruins just fine. And then we have our staircase here. It's not that bad. I just don't want it to take like a minute to get to the actual ruins. But at the same time, I do like having this overlook because it lets you see everything, and it also lets you do stuff like this. Well, it would if these had colliders. It's a good thing I didn't jump all the way. So I think for now, at least until I can playtest this more, I'm going to leave it as is, although I will raise these parapets up because they are too small. So we can go down here, down this staircase. That will take us down to this area. And then, yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have that. Let's go back to Maya. And let's do Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, because that's just going to pull everything up. So let's raise this to 3.8.5. I think that'll be enough. Okay. And let's export this again. File, export selection, Magma River. Yes, we all know. Copy this over, replace, and then, bam. We're also going to turn off the, no, actually, hold on. It's not going to receive shadows. There we go. And, of course, I got to run all the way over there again. It's looking promising. It still might need to be raised up a little bit. Yep, that makes me nervous. Well, maybe not. Okay, no, it's fine, actually. So this is an appropriate height. As long as nope, that's just the camera. Okay. As long as the player can't just randomly sprint into a wall and run off and die, that's what I would like. So I like this. This is a good height because you can still see everything. If you want, you can let me jump. So we'll be able to actually interact with everything. Oh man, I really want to make the light map for this, but it's going to take forever, so I can't do it. Okay, yeah. For now, I think I'm just going to keep this as it is. We're going to can't talk. We're going to model out more areas. So let's go ahead and go back here. And I was hoping that I could have a new texture to show you guys, because I actually imported a texture that I made on a different machine using my Illustrator process, but it seems like the let me show you art, textures, environment, underground, Magma River. I wonder if I can. Do I have to open this with? Oh man, why does it open it with Internet Explorer? I don't want to open it with Internet Explorer. I am going to pull over Google. Google Chrome will save me. There we go. So I was going to use this. What the heck? I can't zoom. I can't zoom in. Oh, it's an SVG. It's just going to scale with it. Okay, that's pretty funny. So I was going to make a new texture for the floor of the ruins. So object, this bad boy. But when I did so, and I pulled this texture into Substance Designer, for some reason it was completely invisible. So I'm going to have to remake this texture. It's a shame. I really wanted to mess around with it. I was going to have a transparent center there. That way you could see the lava through the floor. But I'm going to have to remake it, sadly. But I guess that's for tomorrow. I was just hoping I'd be able to get it in there to have you guys take a look at it and say what you thought. Right. Pillars. That's what we're doing next. So, like I was saying earlier, we want to model out these supports because we don't want to have just floating platforms. Doesn't make sense. So let's go ahead and snap this down. Hold down X to snap it a little bit. Ooh, that's a pretty big snap. That might be too much of a snap. And let me move this up a little bit. 4.5Y is a little more appropriate. Oops, not 4.55. 4.5. There we go. And now we're going to extrude. Extrude face. We're also going to turn on our magma layer. That way I can more easily see. So right there. Let's make this 675. So it's going to be a little bit below the lava, but that's preferable. Hi, cat. Why do you want attention? I know. It's because I'm home and working. Sorry, you cannot hop up here. Not while I am working. I'm also going to... since we're going to be working a lot with this lava object, I'm going to go ahead and open up Substance Designer. I'm going to export a lava texture, that way I can at least look at it without having gray on gray. So we're going to go ahead and open up our material, Hypershade. We're going to go ahead and make a new foam material. Call this Lava Matte. Alright. And then let's move this, go to Source Images, and let's open up lava.sbs and close. So let's go ahead and hold on. Let's change this to that. It's a little fuzzy. It's odd for an SVG. Oh, I bet it's because it's a color based. Oh, interesting. Oops. I'm going to save this out. Let's go to Underground, Magma River. Oh, it's because this is in textures. Call it lava. Save that. Alright, move this back down to correct scale. Save. And we're going to close this because we don't need it. So let me go back to Art, Textures, Environment, Underground, Magma River. Oh, I already have this open, don't I? Let's pull lava over here. And then go back to our scenes, because that's where we're going to end up spinning things out at. Okay, now we can actually go back here. So let's open up a file. That file is going to be lava.png. And now we have a lava material to work with in Maya, so we can more easily see things. Select that, assign the existing material, lava matte. Bam! Nice. Makes it a lot easier to judge when something's touching it. I'm not crazy about how blurry it is, though. It's really fuzzy. Huh. You'd think that for an SVG it would have better resolution, but oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and add, select that. We're going to start moving down these supports as we see fit. Hello, Dummy Dog! I am working on a level for the first-person text-based adventure Text Quest. This is the Magma River level, which is a sort of Roman-era ruins on top of a flowing magma river. So this is so I'm doing level design essentially for one of the areas in the game, and we're actually modeling out the various components that make up the level. The current focus for right now is this overlook for the ruins themselves. And for the rest of the level, we have stuff like we have a Coliseum, we have a guard tower. Actually, I guess this is the guard tower. This is more like a city hall, sort of Romanesque area. But the entire thing is meant to have a bit of a Greco-Roman, concrete and pillars and all that stuff going on. Just over a lava pit, because why not? Actually, it's because I want to juxtapose another level that we'll be working on, not later tonight, but at a later date, which is water-based, and I wanted to have something that was orange to offset the blue. So let's go to there. We're going to right-click, extrude face. Actually, was not what I wanted to do, so we're going to Command-Z that. That was me being stupid. We want to move this down a little bit first to about 2.5y. 2.5. Then we're going to extrude that. To about 4.75 from the looks of it. This is your first time here, Domdag, so sit down, stay a while. Feel free to talk and complain about how bad I model. Okay, so we'll turn off our magma layer, that way we can more easily see things. We're going to do the same thing we just did over here. Let's drag this down. Looks like it's going to go to about 0.5 Y. Sweet. Then we're going to right click, extrude face. Let's move it down. And it is, let's do this from the side so it's a little bit easier. Let's hit V. I don't know if that's going to, yep, there we go. All right. So we have most of our supports, most of the main supports anyway. We might actually want to thin them a bit because they're kind of big and kind of distracting. So let's go ahead and save this out. And let's export this, bring it into Unity again. And then we will see how those supports look. So let's open up scenes. Let's open up Magma River. Let's just drag this in here. Place the file. And boom. Okay. So they're looking pretty big. Yeah, it's going to be... We have to suffer through the light mapping for now because it's just going to take too much time to actually light map or bake a new light map. They're not terrible. I just... I don't know. Again, it's hard to tell because they're all in pitch darkness. Because of the stupid light map. So we'll have to run around to the other side of the Colosseum, which is actually not going to help any because the Colosseum itself is casting a huge shadow. Well... See if I can get a look at the lower pillar. Oh man, I can't even see the lower pillar. I mean, they make sense for them to be that big, but I'm not sure if it's too much. It might be good to shrink them down a little bit. So let's go ahead and go back to Unity, or go back to Maya. And let's just shrink them a little bit. Let's go to faces. Cat, I see you. Why do you need so much attention? Ah. Alright, I will see you later, Mr. Cryptic. Thank you very much for stopping by. Alright, let's get this stretched. Oi, cat. Fine, get up here. Get up here. Climb onto the shoulders. Yep, I know. Apologies. My cat apparently wants attention, so she likes to crawl up on my shoulders. Alright, so let's select these, just this, and we're going to shrink this down a bit. We're not going to select the bottom face, so we just want to shrink... Ooh, that might be a bit much. I'll Command Z that. And actually I'm going to set... not axis orientation, but... step snap. Here we go. I'm going to go to relative, and we are going to say 0.25. Shrink this down. So what step snap does is it forces it, instead of sort of free scale snapping, it forces it to snap in increments. So we just forced it to snap in increments of 0.25, or 1/4 of what the total width would be. We're going to do the same thing here. Let's put it in by just 1/4. I like that a lot more. I like that a lot more. Alright, so let's snap this in one more. I think it just makes it... if the pillars are too thick, then they become more of an obstacle to look over, as opposed to something that's a nice addition to the scene. So we're going to select that. Let's snap that in. Okay. And we... I wonder if we want to lower the joining parts here. So the areas where these two, where the pillar and the actual bridge meet. We'll take another look at it in Unity, because it's the best place to look at this stuff, honestly. Doesn't really make sense to minha over it in Maya when we can just look at it in Unity. So let's export selection, Magma River. The familiar beep of warning. Let's drag this back over, place the file, and boom. A lot thinner, not more thin. I do like that. I'm also going to go ahead and change my directional light so that it does not cast shadows. Okay. Now this is much better because we can actually see everything. Yeah, I like that. Although it's hard to see the very subtle curve from them coming down, but I don't think we'll be able to get that without baking a light map. So I think that's a good scale. That's where we're going to keep the other pillars at. So let's go ahead and end that. Hit save. And we will go back to Maya. And I will take a drink because I'm thirsty. Much better. And then I will pet my cat, who insists on sitting on my keyboard. Sorry, cat. Alright. So we need to put a couple more supports in there. We need to have one over here. Which, actually, no we don't. So, although we do need to have one here. I will get back to the whole thing in a little bit. So let's move you down slightly. You're going to go to 1.5. 1.5. And then we are going to, not W, shift, right click, extrude face. Let's move it down. Let's look at it from the side. Nope, that's the front. Side. We're going to hold down V, and click and drag. There we go. Alright. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and do face. Select all of this. Select all of this. Hit W, then hit R. We're going to scale this in just a little bit again. Boop. And just like that, got our nice scale. Alright. So I was going to say we need one more. But actually, so this area right here, so these faces form one section. However, we don't want the player to be able to go across these. So I'm actually going to have to make it so that there's a gap, like it collapsed. And originally I was going to put a support here, and it makes more sense to actually have it be missing because the support isn't there. So we're going to go ahead and do this. This is going to be fun. So we're going to go to right-click edge. We're going to insert edge loop. We're going to insert that there. All right. So now, how do we want to do this? Aesthetically, I would like to just have the break be at the edge of this staircase over here. Get the face out. But if I do that, there's a very real possibility that people just run right off the edge. Don't want to do that, because then they'll die, and then they'll get angry. So we are going to, I think, put the break a little bit further up. I will snap it. Let's put the break here. So it's far enough in. Well, actually, crap. Mm-mm-mm. So I need to make sure that, let's put it there. It needs to be close enough that people can't jump down here and live. So we'll probably end up breaking this off, and then we will see um, how. We'll see if I can live, basically, by jumping off. So we're going to insert another edge loop tool here. Okay, let's go here. Let's do this. And then all we're going to do is just delete that. All right. So now we're going to get this edge. And we're just going to move this all the way over here. So it's got a collapsed area. And I wonder, just to experiment, would it be cool to... No, that looks dumb. Although... well, no, it's fine. So... let's go ahead and we're gonna let's go to face, or not face, edge. We are going to right click, gonna do fill hole, merge, nope, oh, freaking, really? Hold on. I could bridge this gap, but I don't know if I want to do that. Fill hole, will that work? Oh look, it does, except it's a massive N-gon. But that might be okay. So we go to vertex, select that, connect them. Oh good, it works. That's not terrible then. Connect that. Always do these in the wrong order. Always in the wrong order. Don't know why I do that. And the only reason I want to fill this hole is so that when I look at it, I'll be able to more accurately judge distance, and it's not just going to be this like invisible hole. So right click, fill hole. Let's go to vertex. And Control-Shift-C, which is my shortcut for combine. Ugh. Can't win. Ah! Freaking really? There. And it's still wrong. There. Sometimes I just get finger confused. I don't know what to call it. My hands just don't want to cooperate with me. Alright. So let's go ahead and export this again. File, export selection, Magma River FBX. That's okay. Let's go to scenes, go to Magma River, just copy that over, and bam! And bam! Aha! It's missing. So, let's see what this looks like. And I'm just going to pause and be lazy and move my guy. Oh, wrong thing. Go figure. Cool. Oops. That was the A button, not the W button. So we're going to run up here. Yeah, still got the flaming moth over there. Yeah, so one of the things I'm planning on doing is when the player walks in here for the first time, we're going to have the flaming moth fly through the air and go into the Coliseum. So that way people are incentivized to explore and try to get into the Coliseum. So we come down here. What happens if I fall? Oh, wow, no. Yeah, that's not going to fly. I need to die when that happens. How do we want to fix that? Okay, there are a couple of ways, actually. They're pretty easy. I think I'm just going to be lazy and slide it over. So the staircase, the descending staircase area will just be closer to the initial body of the other side. So this side's fine. I like having it be partially open. And that's because I'm planning on doing some level design-y bits and having a secret area back here that the player will probably not realize is here. But it's going to be very important if they want to successfully, or not successfully, if they want to find a secret and get a secret ending. Oh, nefarious. Let's go back here. So all we're going to do is just select this, select all of this, and slide it to the left. That's it. That's all we're going to do. Because that way, there's no way for them to jump over and get to the other side. There's no there's no real reason for me to prevent that, honestly. I just... No, it's fine like that. I just don't want people... I would like people to come down here through either of these two areas first, rather than just charging in and going over here right away. Just because I would like to have more of a slow reveal for the entire level. I don't want people to just like steamroll to the other side and then work their way back. No harm in it, I suppose. But, it's fine. Alright, so we have this. I don't know if I need to put another support here. I don't think I do. I think it's fine. Okay. And then, for the time being, let's turn on our lava layer. And I'm just going to stick a cube. Stick this right in here. Let's select it. Make it, I don't know, 3 by 3 by 3. And then let's rotate it. And then we're just going to sink it into the ground, basically. And that's going to be like rubble. Although I probably should put it a little bit over here. I don't want people to try and jump to it because the lava would kill them instantly. So. Okay. Yeah, that works. Let's put that underneath the overlook. Call it rubble. Don't remember if rubble has 1B or 2. It's fine. Okay. And I think we're going to go ahead and export this stuff again. So we will export Magma River. File, export selection, magmariver.fpx. Yes, we will replace everything. Oops, wrong thing. Ah, all over the place today. Also, just think I straight up moved it. It's fine. Let's go back here. Cool. So let's save. Let's pause. Let's grab our hero guy. Move him up. Move him down. Oh dear. He was partially in the ground. That made him rebound from physics. Ah, dang it. That's kind of cool. Here, let me put a collider on this guy. Physics, mesh collider. Cool. Alright. So let's run up here. This will give me a good sense of how long it takes to get around. Because I don't mind some length, because I would like it to feel like an actual city. But if it gets to the point where it's boring or repetitive from a gameplay perspective, then I have to sort of draw the line there and say, no, no more. Ah, dang it, I was really worried about that. There's enough of a ledge here. You can just catch it and go over here. I guess there's no real problem with this. I think most players aren't going to do this, and I mean, is it even remotely easy to fall off here? It's yeah, it's pretty easy to fall off there. So I think I'll just leave it as is. It's fine, so that way speedrunners could find optimal routes, I suppose. Because that is something that I want to try and allow for. I don't want to just have, a very static experience. I do want to allow for speedrunning in a variety of forms. So, okay, I think this is pretty good. Go ahead and unpause, or unplay. Let's save. Oh, wait, I didn't take a look at the rebel. I want to see if that looks nice. Let's go this way this time. I also think I'm going to lower the wall in town to reflect the parapets of this overlook, because the walls in town are just too high up. They make it very hard to see anything. So this isn't too bad coming up this one, and I do like having the rubble. I think that's going to be a nice effect. Really, like, this just doesn't kill me. Oh, that one killed me. Ha! Okay. Um, so I think if you hit, I might. How do I want to do this? I might make it so that there's more of a rebel feel over here. So like have part of this area be smashed in and broken. Um, and of course, we're going to want to have more jaggedy corners to these bridge areas. So we go back here. Because they're very smooth right now, and that's not how something collapses. When a stone bridge collapses, it's not just like middle of it falls out and everything else is perfectly fine. Like, it tears stuff out while it's falling. So, assuming that, say, a support gave way over here, then we're going to want to have appropriate rubble. And it would be interesting to have just sort of like this huge like gouge into the stone base of our support, or of our ruins base. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. So, let's go ahead and I might save that for a little bit later, actually, just because I don't think it's going to be very. It's going to be a lot of trial and error to get it to look good. So for the time being, this is all fine, I think. Excuse me. Man, cold, rainy weather and walking really make you tired. So let's go ahead. Actually, we might just go ahead and do it because there's not much else for us to do right now. Let's get these. Let's delete these. Let's go ahead and say edge. Select that. And we'll just bridge. That's all we really need to do. Don't need to bridge that actually, so let's grab this. W, hit insert so I can slide this down here. And then, bam. It's going to just match up perfectly. So now they are the exact same height. Much better. Alright. So if we want to have more rubble here, what would be interesting? Like, I'd be tempted. I would be very tempted to just try to spell something with the terror in the level, but I think it would be too hard. Excuse me. Especially since I would need to do some research first. I need to figure out what the specific term for that is when you have a structure collapse and cause damage to something else. I am sure that there is a construction term for it, so I would need to find that. I think that would be going too far, honestly, when you start modeling words as opposed to just texturing them. So we do want to have at least some part of it be broken. Select this. Let's go ahead and get edge. Let's insert edge loops. So we're only going to need 2 edge loops here, I think. And I'm just going to slide this over so that it's a pretty significant gap. Let's get this, delete these faces. And then we're going to have parts of this start to carve away. So we're going to right click, edge, right click. We are going to insert another edge loop. Let's go do one on each side. Let's do two. I think that might be enough. We'll do three just to be safe. All right. So let's do insert again. Let's drag this guy down here. And the reason I'm dragging them is because if they're too far away, it won't snap to the appropriate vertice like that. I'm snapping it to that actual edge. Although that might be kind of a moot point because I was snapping to the grid before, so I can just snap to the grid now. So let's go ahead and go there. Let's go snap there. And yeah, let's just delete these guys. So let's go to vertex. Oops. And we're just going to get this from above. So we don't need any of these guys. Ah, crap. Went too far down. Okay. Let's delete that. All right. And the reason we just did that is because that way we can grab this guy and just have a nice area carved out. All right, so to get this to look right, we're going to have to do a couple of things. Let's go to object mode, select this. Let's go to edge. Oops. Right click. I'm going to fill in. Oh dear, that was just awful. Let me try that again. Right click. Fill hole. Oh dear. It is not even close to filling the right freaking hole. Why does it do that? Okay. Well, then we're going to take the easy way out and bridge this. Ta-da. Simple. Sometimes simple is better. Bridge that. Alright. And the reason that we have to do some of this stuff is because as it is right now, you would just see a flat plane if you were to look at this area. You wouldn't see any depth. And obviously, we don't want to make the players think that they're standing on a completely flat plane. Ah, man. Need to get more sleep. And more hot chocolate. Except I don't have any right now. So we want to make sure that players feel like there's actual presence here. So that means we're going to be extruding this stuff. So let's go to edge. Right click. Extrude edge. And let's have it go down to -0.25. Because that's deep, but not absurdly so. And that means that, let's go to object mode, we are going to have to grab this guy. And we are going to have to extrude. Wow! What the heck just happened? That is the weirdest thing I have ever seen. It's just, it doesn't want to extrude, I guess? That's super weird. Fine. It wants to be difficult. Hello, Quantum Thinker. How are you? Oh, hold on. I almost forgot. Ooh, hello. What is this? Oh, that's the floor. That's why. Alright. So, if it wants to be difficult, I can play its game. We will just extrude all of these faces. Oh my god, really? Ah, what the hell? Just trying to be difficult. Fine! We'll just move the whole thing. just loves to be difficult for me. Okay, hold on. I'll get this in a second. I'm new to this game dev thing, and my question is probably retarded, but what's the difference between building a level in Unity and building it in 3D programs such as Blender or Maya? So, Unity isn't a modeling program. It can't, aside from very basic primitives, so if I pop over to Unity, I can create basic primitives, like cubes, but it doesn't let you model. So doing any sort of complex shape is not built into Unity. There are plugins that you can actually get for Unity that will allow you to do that. A really good one is Procore, and it actually lets you do stuff like modeling out levels. And I've been meaning to try it, but I actually just kind of never got around to it. So the main difference is just that Unity can't really build levels, at least not by default. Whereas Maya or Blender are actually 3D modeling programs, and you can actually create complex shapes, as well as do animation and UV layouts, all of which Unity sort of can do and has the capability of doing, but not by default. So a big thing there is that a lot of stuff you see in Unity that's like making levels or UV texturing or any of that stuff, it's all assets that you can get from an asset store. So the main difference is that you can't build a level in Unity, or you build the components in Maya and you put them all together in Unity. That's what you would do. And I want to hold down V so that, oh my god, it's just being stupidly difficult. Here, there. There. That's all I wanted. Does that answer your question, I guess? Just to make sure that I actually wasn't just speaking nonsense. Now let me grab all this stuff. We're going to do the same thing over here, because we are going to need to for this entire section. I don't remember. Nope, it's not. Okay, good. So let's go insert, drag this over here. All right, and then we are going to hold down V to vertex snap, and just, aha, got it to work. Aha, victory. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and delete this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go around and get rid of the unneeded areas of this wall. Let's bridge that. Oops. Let's Command Z that actually. No, it's fine. Let's bridge it. Let's go to face. W, hold down V, and come on, work with me. There we go. I'm just curious, since I've seen a few people making models in 3D programs and building a level together with those models in Unity. Then I've seen people like you building it all in 3D program. So it's not entirely building it in Maya. I build the large chunks and the individual components in Maya, and then I'll bring them all into Unity to actually fit them all together. So these, a lot of this that you're seeing right now, like this big cylinder, these rectangular boxes, those aren't the final models. Those are just placeholders, so I can have a sense of scale when I'm moving around in Unity to what the final model will actually take up spatially. But the final modeling, well, it will be done in Maya, but I'll be bringing in a bunch of separate models and putting them together into one big cohesive unit inside of Unity. So it's not just building the entire level in Maya, it's just building all of the pieces in Maya and then putting it together in Unity. Let's go ahead and get this face. And just to be safe, delete that. And let's see what height this is at. Oh, that's so unfortunate. It's at 2.2. It's at 0.226. Ah, that's disgusting. Oh, it was only 0.01 off of a nice number. Oh well. Let's go to edge. I'm going to fill in this hole. Right click. Fill hole. Oh, not going to work, huh? Okay. I can play your game. Go back to our tried and true bridging. Right click. Fill hole. Aha! That time it worked. So we'll get this, and then it's going to go to a height of 2.22. Oh, no, sorry. 0.226. There we go. And one of the reasons that I tend to do this stuff in Maya as opposed to trying to build it all in Unity is Maya has very, very robust animation tools, and Unity, it's what the heck, really, really. Hold on. There we go. And Maya's capabilities for modeling and animation are just a lot better than Unity's, so it's easier, in my opinion, to build the 3D aspects in Maya and then import them into Unity, as opposed to just trying to make it all work in Unity by default. And there certainly are really cool things that you can do inside Unity. Like Unity has all of these capabilities. Well, not all. Most of these capabilities inside of it. It kind of has to, since it's a 3D game engine. It's just about accessing them. That's the problem. And a lot of those plugins that I told you, or that I was talking about before, do that. Especially stuff like Procore. Procore has basically built itself on being a really, really, really nice tool to use inside of Unity for not really doing 3D modeling so much as doing level design, because you can really quickly build levels inside of Unity, and you don't have to get like go into Maya to build them. You can just work on them right there and make adjustments on the fly, which is nice. Um, why do most game devs use Maya and not Blender? What's the perks of using Maya? So Blender is a nice solid piece of software. It's better now than it used to be because a couple of years ago it wasn't garbage. It was never garbage, but it was lacking a lot of features that stuff like Maya, 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, all of the really big modeling software or tools we're using. And it's gotten better, but I think a lot of that just stems from kind of, I don't want to say habit, but like historical use. People have generally used either Maya or 3ds Max, and that's what they teach. They teach in game development. More often than not, they'll teach you either Maya or 3ds Max, so people will take that over to their jobs. And Maya, Autodesk does a really good job of keeping its stuff up to date. And I'm definitely their new subscription service for Maya LT, which is what I'm using, is really, really nice. It's like $30 a month, and you get all of their updates. So that's like what, a little over 300 a year for a really, really good modeling software with a bunch of extra features. Like you can do UV texturing very easily in this. Um, has a lot of convenience functions, a lot of really powerful animation tools. Uh, and certainly the fully featured version of Maya over Maya LT has more things, like hair rendering, fur rendering, water, liquid rendering, which isn't actually really that good for game development. That's all for pre-rendered stuff. But um, I think it's just largely it's what people are comfortable with. People are used to working in Maya and 3ds Max, so that's why people use Maya more than Blender. There's certainly no harm in using Blender. I know a couple of people who actually use Blender. I just like Maya more. All right, so that's blocked out pretty nicely. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete all my history so far, so I don't get things bogged down. Hit save and file export selection. And all right, Magma River. FBX. Copy this over. And another possible reason why people end up using Maya over Blender. Oops, I can also delete this cube. Is that since Blender is open source and free, it tends to get features not as quickly as say Maya or 3ds Max would. See, Quantum Thinker uses Blender. It basically just comes down to preference. I'm not actually sure what the split is or what the preference is on the indie game scene, but I think professionally it's more Maya 3D/3ds Max. Probably more 3ds Max than Maya even, although that might be changing. And I'm assuming that's probably a little more even with Blender on the independent scene. Okay, that looks pretty nice. I like the chunk. Not too clean, not too round. Still like the rubble out there. I don't know why that amuses me so much. I'm like a 5-year-old. I'm like, tee-hee, rubble. But yeah, it's just personal preference. Sounds of footsteps. I really need to get ambient noise in here because that will make things a lot more interesting. And it will be a lot better once we have textures. We might shrink the level down just a little bit because it's very, very big right now. Need to turn down the specularity on these things too. Although actually if I do that I think I won't be able to see anything. So keep this. Just want to see what it looks like from this angle. Looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. Pretty good. I'm probably going to end up having to put supports underneath the ruins base. So right now the ruins base is just floating. There's nothing visibly supporting it. I'll probably have to put supports down there in case the player, before we jump into the lava. Let's take a look at this from this side. Up, 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 up. I should have silly sound effects for whenever I'm working. Yeah, it looks nice. Okay. Oh no, almost fell off. Okay, let's hop down here. Ha. So, when people fall through, they're going to be able to see through the bottom of the floor. And they're going to be able to see that there's nothing down here, so I'm going to have to probably have supports. At the very least, the main corners. Or maybe a little more central. I don't know. I'll think about it. It could be actually interesting to... There is a Roman piece of architecture. I can't remember the name of it. That's essentially just stacking tiles underneath a floor to trap heat. And that's how Romans had centralized heating in their homes. They actually just had sort of like buffer zone of hot air flowing underneath the floorboards. Well, not floorboards, but the ground. So I might try to adopt that style for what's going on below here. That way it's a little more visually interesting if you fall, and you'll see it for all of 2 seconds. Not even that, all of like half a second. But hey, I'm a guy who likes the little details. So, okay. Let's go ahead and stop playing. Save that out. Alright, so the next thing probably should be making these corners a little more uneven. Oops, wrong thing. Down here. So this is all working. We should probably focus on just breaking this up a bit, making it a little more visually interesting. I'm not sure I want to do the exact same thing as this, where it's just like a carving of an indent. It probably should have some bit of difference to it. Like I could have a chunk of the corner missing, maybe. had Chipotle on the way back from my meeting. When you're walking really fast and eating Chipotle in the cold rain, those are not good factors to combine. Ugh. Okay. Let's go to Edge. I'm going to try doing something really weird here. And we are going to... Let's go right click. There should be... add divisions to edge. Here we go. Oh, freaking really. Add divisions to edge. Just one. Add divisions to edge. Add divisions to edge. And then same thing over here. Add divisions to edge. Add divisions to edge. Let's go ahead and add divisions to edge. And then last one, add divisions to edge. The reason we did this is so that we could do this. Oops. I forget that one. All right. Oh no. Oh no. No, dang it. Ah, good. It was just me hitting the wrong thing. I thought for a second that my components wouldn't connect, which would have been very problematic for me. Oh. Extra edges made here. So I'm basically going to make a corner that's just going to be missing. That way it's very visually apparent what has happened. Let's go to edge again. Insert another edge. Alright. Connect these and then connect these. And we will have our corner. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And then let's just delete the faces. Wow. Gone. Yeah, I like that. Although, of course, probably should be the other way around. That way it looks cooler. That's probably not going to let me. Yeah, we're just going to have to delete the vertices. So let me get rid of you. Get rid of you guys. And get rid of you. No ingons, no ingons. Let's turn off my magma layer. Nope, nope, nope. Good. Alright. Let's try that again from this side this time. Add divisions. Add divisions. Try adding it to multiple ones at the same time. Can I do that? I can! That makes it so much easier. Add divisions. Haha! Okay. Let's go to vertice. And then we're going to connect these all again. Well, while we're doing all of our fun connecting, anyone doing anything cool? Always nice to have a captive audience. Although I guess you're not exactly captive. In fact, you're probably as far from captive as can be. Let's select this, select this, select this. Select all this. And then right click, fill hole. Ah, it worked. Vertex. Let's get this stuff. Connect. Connect. Sweet. There we go. That way we can also see the breakage from inside here. And then we're gonna. I don't know if I want to scoot this in just a little bit. Probably don't. Nah, I think I'll leave it as is. So we have some bit of sort of like this breakage here without it being too. Although I will slide this over. There we go. So it's not too clean, but it's not completely messy either. wonder. Tend to do a lot of hmming and hawing, I've noticed. It's probably not the best habit for me to do. Um, Although I guess if this is just, I guess if people listen to this for white noise, they'll be pleasantly surprised when it's just occasionally, well, it's just a lot of silence with the occasional, hmm, I see, yes. So let me slide this over. And do I want to, actually, you know what, let's try this. It's a bit angular, but it's not bad. I kind of like it. Helps the jagged feel. That's true. Bump maps are definitely going to be nice once I get the substance stuff in here. Um, but for the time being, I'm trying to model or trying to get a good silhouette shape. But yeah, a bump map is definitely going to be a really nice effect for this. Although, no, it's fine. I'll say it's going to be another draw call, but yeah, it's fine. So I think that's pretty solid actually. I'm going to go ahead and drag this. Hold on, X. Let me do that. There we go. I like that. There we go. It's not quite as pointed now. I was just worried that this front part here was a little too pointed, and bringing this forward just a little bit made it a little bit softer. So that's a lot nicer, I think. That really gets the broken area feel to it. I might try snapping this forward a little bit too. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I like it. That way it's not quite even, and it feels very obvious that things have broken apart here. Okay. So we have our supports. Although I do need to have a support up here as well. I need a support here. I think I need a support here. And then we should be good. Maybe. It's very hard to see. I might, if I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. Nope, 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 no, don't do that. Dang it. That's fine. That was a very odd sound that I just made. Ugh. I hate it whenever I do stuff like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's focus in over here. We're going to make another support. Let's go to edges, insert edge loop. Insert edge loop. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's get this. We need another one. Okay. So now we're going to have to actually position these. Before we do that, let's go ahead and save. It's always good to eventually save. So let's slide you over. You are at 38, which means that this is going to be at 38.25. This one is going to be at 38.25, 41.25, which places this one at 41.5. So 38 to 41.5 is 3.5, which is the width of a perfect square on this because it is 35 wide. So, or 3.5 units wide. Fun bit of math. I also say a lot of ums, which I don't. It's like Shaggy with the word like. You know, after a while, it starts to get a little annoying, and I'm not doing it intentionally. It's just even I get annoyed with it. Let's extrude faces. Let's move this all the way down. Let's go to space. Let's look at this from the side. Hold down V. And really? Okay, we'll look at it from this way. Hold down V. Is that right? Yep. There we go. Snapped it down. Alright, if we turn on the magma layer, we will see that. Sweet. Go ahead and select our faces. Let's get all of these. And then we are going to scale it in by 0.25. And there's our support. Nice. I could probably get rid of the bottom faces for the supports, but I will do that last. I try not to start deleting things until I'm done with the model, because if you delete them now, it messes up the edge loops and all of that stuff. So it's best to leave things intact until you're done, and then you can start chopping off parts you don't need um, before you do any texturing. So that's there. Do I want to do it over here? No, I kind of don't. It's not really that necessary. I don't think so. Um, well, get a drink. Ah, all right. I think we're gonna do a one staircase because there's a lot of them. Oh, because I love pain and suffering. It's just so much fun. Um, and so let's try this. So we're gonna have fun with this. Well, by fun I mean pain and agony. Um, so we are going to. Do I want to delete it? Probably would be fine. Yeah, I guess I will. Um, yeah, I'll just delete it. Delete. So let's see how this works. We're going to go ahead and start a very, I was going to say fun. It's it's interesting process. So we're going to extrude edge. We move it down 0.1. And then extrude edge. We're going to move it out 0.2. And we're going to do this a couple of times. So extrude edge, move it down 0.1. Right click, extrude edge, move it out 0.2. And you can see that that's already not 100% great. So actually, this should be 34.745. 34.745. Edge. Slide this over. 34.5. That worked out nice. So we're looking at fun maths. So 34.5 from 34.745 is, it's not quite 0.25. It is like 0.245 depth as opposed to 0.1 height. So let's do this. Right click, extrude edge, move it down. It is negative 0.1. Right click, extrude edge. And it is 0.245. And that seems to be the correct ratio. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get a good idea of what the actual step length should be, because I want to try and come out even and make these steps stay in sync with this line here. That way things will line up at the end. This is steps they're a really nice effect, but God, they just take forever to do. They really need to. I'm sure they already do have some sort of automated thing, but I don't have it. So extrude edge. So for the time being, I just have to, do it all by hand. Not great. Although I will, we'll do it a couple more times just to see if it looks right when we go into Unity. So let's right click and extrude edge. Oops, hit the wrong key. Extrude edge. 245. And actually, I'm going to end up having to separate this anyway, because another issue that you have with stairs is that stairs cannot have. Well, they can. Stairs can have colliders, but if you put colliders on stairs, when the player walks up them, they're just going to be bouncing up and down a lot because that's how stairs work with colliders in physics. So what generally happens is you have a staircase, and then instead of actually going up the stairs don't have colliders on them, and there's a smooth ramp that's invisible. And that's how I make my stairs, because that gives the most pleasant playing experience. So we're going to do this a couple more times. Right click, extrude edge. Let's go down. -0.1. Right click, extrude edge. 0.245. Oh, what the heck happened here? It's very, very close, and it might actually be. Oh no. Ah, it's imperfect. Ah, see, it's starting to creep up. So here we can see it's actually overshooting. And as we go further and further down, it's actually starting to undershoot. Crap, it's not. That figures. Oh well. I'm just curious to see it in action. So we're going to separate these faces because they are not going to end up being part of the main body. So we'll go to mesh. I'm sorry, edit mesh. And then extract. Sweet. So let's go to object mode. I'm going to drag my outliner over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So that split my main overlook. So I'm going to delete history into polysurface 1, which is the stairs, and then the main body. I guess I'm going to call it base. Stairs. And then I'm going to go ahead and add I don't think a plane will work. So I'll try it anyway. I'm going to add a plane. Call this stairs collider. W. We're just going to drag it all the way over here. And make sure that's only got one division. Move this down. Alright. So it is going to go to 24.5 in the Z. 24.5. No. 24.25 then. Okay. And it is going to have a width of, sorry, it's going to be a height, I guess, of 3. And we'll just make the width 6 for now. It doesn't really matter, although 6 might be a bit much. We'll make it 3. Move this over. Let's rotate it. So, got to do it by eye. Oops. Oh, I guess I have snapping turned on. Off. was gonna say, like, why are you snapping like that? So let's move this over, and this is just gonna be a quick eyeball thing. Okay, so this is it's about what our collider would look like. So let's save this out, and we are going to put this, or we're going to export this. So let's go to Magma River. Let's edit. Let's delete our history first. Save. Let's go to File, Export Selection, Magma River. Yes, yes, yes. Copy things over. And boom. Okay, so now we've got our nice jagged edge there, got our off-center edge, and then we should have, yep, that's about right. So let's go ahead and copy this, and stairs, and base. Let's copy all this, set it to be light map static. Let's set the stairs collider, no mesh renderer, although we will give it a mesh collider. That way things look nice. Stairs don't get one. The base does need one, obviously. Otherwise, we'll just fall right through it whenever we go to do anything. Okay, so let's play, and then we're going to pause immediately to move our guy up to the top there, since he cannot obviously reach it without stairs. So let's grab him, move him this way, move him this way, move him this way, move him this way, and then we'll hit play. Okay, so this is what you would see coming in. I mean, it's actually not that bad. I like the size and spacing of them. They look good. Although, yeah, you can see it's just slightly wrong. So it needs to be a little bit longer, I think. I don't know. I'll have to tweak it a bit. But yeah, this is how staircases work. They're not real. There's no real elegant solution to staircases, at least none that I know of. It's all this sort of hybrid visual steps, but invisible ramp for physics and collision. So, yeah, and coming up, it has a nice feeling to it. Okay. That. Lost my cursor there. We're going to save it. So, we're going to need to, let me move this back over here. So we're going to need to figure out a good way to deal with this. So first things first, let's get rid of the stairs collider. We don't need it right now. We'll just make a new one whenever we do. I guess, I could just cheat and do this. Insert, slide it over here, hold down, not X, V, because V snaps it. So I could just be doing that. Actually, before I do that, even, I need to remember. Let's just do the face. See if that works. Oh no, V snaps it to... Ah! Dang it. Okay. So let's go back to Edge. Let's go to V. Oh, you bad word, you. I don't know why I try not to swear on my stream. We're all adults here. Ah! It just... it's being difficult. It's not wanting to play ball here. I was hoping I'd be able to snap it to this. But it doesn't want to. Which is really annoying. So let me try that. Of course not. Why would it? Dang it. Okay. So I can't snap it. The only reason I'm trying to line these up as well as I can is because if I don't, I'm going to get to the bottom of the staircase and have this really awkward junction, basically. You don't want that. Um, so, edge. Let's just see how far I have to go. 33.5. Looks of it. Yep. Why will you not let me select that? Slide you over here. Oh, dang it. So that's going to look like 33.75. 33.75. Yep, that all seems to be right. I don't know why it's not letting me select this. Let's just drag this over here again. Oops, cancel. Oh, interesting. G export selection. Well, that's a good shortcut to know. 34. So it seems. So we. Freaking really. So 34 to 33. So it's just 2.5. That makes sense. Oh my god, it's just trying to be difficult. It won't let me highlight for some reason if I'm too close the faces that I actually want, or the edges that I actually want. Drag that down here. 34.25, is that correct? Yep, that looks right. This all looks right too. All right. So we're looking at 33.5. Extrude this edge down by -0.1. And that means that this face is going to extrude 0.25. Let's see if that's too much. So extrude edge. Maybe subdivide the rails several times. The cross-connect the vertices. Yeah, that would work. But doing it that way would mean that I would have to go back later and clean up the rails. So it'd be better for the staircase, but then it would just be adding work on later on. It's not terrible to do it this way. It's just that you have to get the right spacing, and once you find that, it's actually pretty easy. But getting that spacing is just a little annoying sometimes. Is it sinking in? No, yeah, okay, it's fine. So let me extrude face. Oops. Oh dear. Edge. Extrude edge. Go out. 2.5. Extrude edge. 1. Extrude edge. 0.25. Yeah, this seems to be a lot better. Extrude edge. 1. Extrude edge. 0.25. Extrude edge. Oh my god, it's like a repeat of when I used to just say bridge, 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 bridge all the time. So extrude edge. 0.25. Okay, then is there some copy paste or duplicate offset? I don't know. There should be, and honestly, I am almost 90% sure that there is a stair generation tool. My only concern is that one, it's not a built-in function of Maya. Instead, it's probably, oh dear God, what the hell? How did that even happen? Um, my only concern is that it's not a native part of Maya. It's probably a Python script, but Maya LT does not allow for Python scripts, which that's one of the weaknesses. That's the trade-off for having a very affordable version of Maya. They got rid of Maya, or they got rid of Python support, which I don't know why they did that, just to be dicks. But actually, I know exactly why they did that, so that they could make more money. Um, but I think all the tools I've looked for in the past have been. Oops. Here we go. How many? Okay. So I get some like blue showing through here, and that makes me nervous, thinking that there's two edges here, but it's just being weird. Um, so I couldn't run a stair generator that's in Python or built in Python. If it's built in MelScript, then it would work. But I need to actually look for it. Um, that might actually be a productive thing for me to do tonight after the stream's over. Just because this is clearly not the way to work. I mean, it works, but good God, it's just so much work. And it's very boring for both you guys and me. But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna end up looking for a nice stair generator in Maya, because I mean, all you're really doing with the visual stuff that you see me doing is just a visual representation of MelScript, because you can see at the bottom left of my window, it's just saying what I've done. And that's actually doing the Mel equivalent scripting. I can actually type right here. You see this Mel line. I can type in a MelScript command, and it will execute it just as if I had modeled it out myself here. The problem is I don't really know Mel. I've never really gotten into it. So that's one of the reasons why things are so slow. So right click, extrude edge, go back up here. 0.25. We're almost done though. We are not doing the rest of the staircases tonight. Oh. Well, thank you, Muevoid. Muevoid? Terrible at saying names. I'm going to call you MV. I'm sorry, I'm bad at doing names. Thank you for the follow. Hopefully this is something interesting. The stream is normally a little more action-packed. Not quite so much just sit here and extrude for, I don't know, what's it been, like 15 minutes probably. Feels like an eternity. And then this should be our last extrude. 0.25. Ha ha ha! Perfect! Perfect! It's fine. Can you type just out of curiosity, can you type the phonetics for your name? Because I'm guessing, I mean, I get the void part, but I can never, it's either like Muevoid, 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 Muevoid? I'm actually curious how to pronounce it. Yeah, it seems like everything's lining up properly now. And then all I would have to do is extrude this down a little bit. We're going to worry about that for now. Ah, Muevoid. Okay, Muevoid. Makes sense. All right. I will try to get your name right if you come back. And then you can kick me through chat if I don't, I guess. Or punch me through chat. So Muevoid. Thank you for the follow. Let's So we're going to go ahead and add our collider real quick, and then we're going to take a look. We're going to walk right down it and then walk back up it and have that wonderful feeling of walking up and down stairs in a game. There's nothing like it. So let's grab this. And then we'll probably call it a night after this, after I get this working. Just because I'm a little tired and cold and hungry. Oh. Well, next time you're on the stream, you'll have to tell me about your game. Because I always enjoy hearing about other people's work. 24.25. And then we will move this way. Let's move this down a little bit. And then let's rotate it around the z-axis. Let's see, it was 0.25, so 1 divided by 0.25. Or no, 0.1 divided, no, yeah, 0.1 divided by 0.25, which is, I'm bad at math. There are machines for us, and this is why machines will eventually kill the human race. Because we cannot math very well. So we want to do 0.1 divided by 0.25, 0.4. So that would be 0.4 times 180, I want to say. 72. Doesn't seem right. We'll try it. Yes, I was worried about that. It's the wrong way. So it's the correct angle vertically. Followed you as well. If I get the... Oh, well, cool. Yeah, I'm always happy to talk through or try to give advice as best I can. Because I know when I was starting out, it was definitely a very odd thing, and I didn't really have anyone to teach me how to do it. So I just kind of, as I describe it, I rolled my head across the keyboard until something worked. That's kind of still what I do. Just a little bit more elegant in the rolling department now. So we should... I'm just going to quickly get this up and running. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this into Unity, and then we will hopefully be able to see everything. So let's go to Edit, Delete History, save this out, and then, oh, I want to try G. Dang it, that didn't do it. Fine. I must have hit the wrong... Oh, because... Crap! Hold on. Right. G is just repeat last. That's what it is. So we're going to export selection. Export the Magma River. Yes, yes, I want to replace it. Let's drag this over. Place the file. My main problem is coding. I'm still trying to learn C#. Oh, well, if you're learning C#, a really good resource, actually here I'll pull it up, is msdn.microsoft.com. This is sort of the big hub for C-based syntax code. So you can just go up to the search bar and type in like array, except with 2 R's, C#. And you'll get array tutorials, you'll get the actual arrays. If you're looking for a specific thing, you can do like system.time, all that. And then usually it'll give you like the timer class and all that, and it'll be pretty nice for you. But hold on, I'll go ahead and paste it there too, so it's in the actual chat. But that's a really nice resource if you're ever looking for stuff. And I can close that. So now, did we... Aha! We got our brand new fancy schmancy thing in here. Ah, crap. Dang it. Hold on. I messed up. I forgot to put our plane there. Now we're going to export it. Yes. Let's move this back. And then copy things over. Place the file in a destination. Go over to Unity. There we go. So let's turn off our mesh renderer there. We will turn on our mesh collider. Hit save. All right. Now let's run up and down this thing. Well, first let's move our guy there. And then we will run up and down this thing. We'll rocky it. So this is our default ramps. Default ramps. And then, there in the distance, it's our actual staircase. So, yeah, nice. Moving up, it's got pretty good. It's a little disorienting going up, but I think that's part of it. Part of it is the light mapping, the UVs, and the just solid gray. I think this will help once we have textures. Moving up it slowly, it has a really nice feel to it. It looks right. Everything lines up with the edges properly. Ah, yes! Hate making stairs, but I love walking up and down. It's just a very nice modeling accomplishment. Okay. So, yeah, I like that. All right. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. We got a pretty good, or a fair amount of modeling done. Got our parapets so that people don't just suicide walk off the sides of things by accident. We have a staircase. Not quite finished all the way, but hey, it works. Still got those little edges here. Got our broken areas way over here. And got all the areas set up to actually have the overlook lead into the main part of the city. So, yeah, this came out pretty nice. I'm also going to, real quick, I'm curious to see what this looks like from this side. It's not going to look very good without textures. I like this point, though. Lets you go out and see the actual lava a little bit better, I think. So, tomorrow is Tuesday. We'll be streaming at our normal time tomorrow. Unless something comes up that I forgot about, but I don't think so. So we'll be doing texturing. We will look at more stuff with Substance, obviously. I want to see if there's any more animation stuff I can do, because I really wanted to mess with that while it's still fresh. But we'll probably end up doing the texturing for the base of the ruins. Maybe do the texturing for the overpass and the staircase as well. What time? Tomorrow, I like to stream at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so EDT, I think is the appropriate thing. And the actual times are also, just drag this over here. The actual times are also on the actual, oh, that didn't work. On the actual stream page, so it'll tell you what day, what time, and what the subject is for that day. So 8 p.m. roughly tomorrow, and we'll be doing texturing for probably the overpass, probably the base, and whatever else we can do, because I always think I'm going to get a lot more texturing done than I actually do. So, and then this Thursday we'll be doing programming, and I don't know what I'll be doing then, because I should be finished with my visual or with my custom inspector stuff by then. But am I doing this for a living or just a side project? So this is, right now it's not my source of income because it's not bringing in money while I'm developing it. So I actually do have a job. and I'm also attending graduate school. But this is what I would like to do for my living. I would like to make games for my and I mean I make games professionally, but they're kind of not great games because they're for clients, and clients are kind of not great people. Um, uh, so my own independent game development I would like to do as my actual way of earning an income, but for the time being, that's not feasible. Um, so this is just me doing it on top of actual work, on top of graduate school stuff. Yay! Super fun. Um, but I wouldn't trade it. Can't imagine doing anything else. And honestly, if I don't have anything to work on, I feel like I'm wasting time. I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? So it well, it doesn't keep the electricity on. It actually just eats electricity. But I enjoy it. This is what I want to do for my living. So anyway, um, yeah, I think that'll about wrap things up for tonight. Thank you very much, Dom Dag. Um, I will. I think we're just gonna call it a. I think we're just gonna be good for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. to do some texturing, some fun stuff with Substance, um, and yeah. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see